I went from setting major goals in January. I had even had social media deleted for the last 9 months. But about 2 weeks ago, I found myself in bed in my pajamas doom scrolling. I didn't want to get dressed, I didn't want to drink water, I just wanted the bed, coffee, and my phone. In this video, I want to share with you how I realized I became trapped and numb, and what steps I took to get back up and actually feel motivation for life again, to get that spark back. Hi, I'm Janelle, mom of 4 and health coach, and I've had to pull myself out of depression and anxiety a time or two. This is not about pretending everything in the world is okay, because it's absolutely not. This is about knowing that you deserve to feel good, and that we can't make a difference in the world if we're stuck in bed. So I had to go through this process of becoming aware of it, acknowledging and honoring it, and then choosing self-care. And then from that place, after I actually started to take care of myself, that's when I was able to take my power back and found meaning to really move forward. But it took time, and it took having been through this before to be able to really coach myself through it and get back up a lot faster this time. At first, I was actually really confused on how I was so distracted after spending years learning self-discipline. Awful news has always been reported, and I've always been able to keep my head down on what's really important right in front of me, knowing that being mentally pulled down isn't going to serve anyone. I literally haven't had social media on my phone in nearly a year. But after the release of the Epstein files, I was literally going to Chrome, typing in YouTube, and watching all of the shorts, waiting for more updates. When I hardly wanted to get dressed, drink water, and the only desires I really had were to grab my phone and drink a cup of coffee, that's when I knew I was entering a real depression. But it still wasn't until a few days later that I realized why this was happening, why I was being completely consumed. If you are a trauma survivor of any kind of abuse, being taken advantage of and manipulated, this is probably why you've lost your spark, even if you feel like you've healed and found discipline before. The release of these files has not only reopened old wounds for us, but there's hardly any justice being served. It's almost like they're mocking us. So we're addicted to wanting the end of the story. Our brain is just craving some closure right now. If this is the first time you're piecing it together and becoming aware and acknowledging what's going on, I want you to know that you need to give yourself some grace and processing time. Give yourself a few days to just rest and recover. This can look like staying in pajamas all day, taking naps, sleeping in, and taking long showers. Just replace one of those cups of coffee with some chamomile, and that's what we're going to talk about. What are the small things that we can start doing to start taking care of ourselves again and get that spark back in life eventually? Hopefully sooner rather than later. What we don't want to do is start shaming ourselves and feeling bad about it. All of our hurt right now is totally real and valid. So a helpful narrative to keep in your head right now that has always really helped me is, what would a loving mother have me do? Or what would a good friend have me do, tell me to do? How would they talk to me right now? Would they tell you to make a cup of tea or take a nap or take a shower or take a walk? What advice would they be giving you right now, just to nurture you? Part of this process is also acknowledging that you matter and you deserve to feel good. And accepting that can actually be really hard. It's actually very normal for trauma survivors to feel undeserving and unworthy of feeling good or taking care of themselves. And if that resonated with you on any level, please sit with that and reflect on that as you go on about life. Where might you be rejecting self-care because you don't feel like you deserve it? Or care and love from others. So the first phase of this is simply becoming aware of it all and starting to know that you deserve to feel good, right? And you might want to give yourself a time limit on this phase. Like, I'm going to feel bad for myself all weekend. I'm going to sit in my pajamas. I'm just going to be lazy for the next weekend. But on Monday, we're going to start making some changes. So the first thing I need you to do on Monday or whatever that day is that you're going to start doing things, I need you to find the biggest bottle that can hold water and fill it all the way up, either to get yourself through the rest of the day or do it at bedtime so that when you wake up in the morning, you have one big bottle or container of water. Because when we're depressed or anxious, whatever it is, the last thing we want to do is do something boring like drink water, and our brain is busy and distracted elsewhere, right? I was not drinking enough water, and the process of having to constantly refill water, that's exactly what's going to stop you from getting the hydration you absolutely need. By actually drinking the right amount of water, your brain is going to start coming back online and it's going to start feeling human again. The other basics we're going to do on Get Back Up Day, we're going to take a shower, we're going to get dressed, we're going to take a walk, we're going to put our hair up. Do these basic things, because when you force yourself to go through these movements, even if it feels like faking it, you're sending signals to your body that things are okay. And we need to send those signals. Movement is also really, really important here. Our body stores emotions, and so when we can move our bodies, we're going to physically release those. And it might not feel good at first. You might feel like crying or things coming up when you move your body, but it's got to happen. Also, vocalizing what's going on to somebody, or write it down in a journal. Something to externally process and get it out. Stop holding it in your head. Some other great ideas is to get some high protein snacks prepared. Boil some eggs, buy some cottage cheese, some avocados, things that are super low prep, high protein and low carb. We don't want to be spiking your blood sugar, and your brain really, really needs those proteins to start functioning and feeling good again. Part of moving out of that feeling undeserving to feel good, I had to really practice gratitude and practice telling myself that I am enough and I am deserving, and journaling on those things. That can be really, really helpful in literally rewiring your brain to know that you are worthy and deserving and enough. Another really great practice for you is going to be obviously putting the phone and the news away for a little while, but also pick up a book of something you want to learn and that could bring you joy. Now, everything I've just shared with you is just kind of getting back up to a baseline of normal, right? The next phase is really getting the spark back. Like, I'm motivated now to go to the next level. And if you are still in pajamas depression mode, I'm not pushing this next phase right now. I just want to reiterate, give yourself the processing time, give yourself the self-care time. That was a whole 2 weeks for me. Depressed for a week, self-care for a week. Now I'm in my 3rd week of finding motivation again. So this is taking almost a month, right? So there are 2 ways we can get motivated again, and they can work interchangeably. The first is actually to get angry. There is an emotional chart, and it shows that depression is at the bottom, but anger is actually a step above that, and anger can fuel action, right? So what are you mad about? Get angry, and it's healthy and it's good, and tell somebody why you're pissed off. It's going to get things moving. The second that can go hand in hand with this anger, but move you up another level, is to find somebody to fight for. So maybe you're angry that you fell off of your New Year's goals, and you get angry about it, and you decide to fight for yourself. Like, your own health matters, but often it depends on your personality. You might need to find somebody outside of yourself to fight for. Maybe you're a mom like me, and you're like, I have to get back up for my kids. I have to fight for my kids. I have to fight for my own well-being so I can show up and be the mom I want to be. So as I started coaching myself out of my depression, I thought, okay, I've been through this before. I know the process I needed to take myself through. And if I can take myself through it and get back up, I can share this with other people and help them. So at first it was like, let me fight for the other people who could be going through exactly what I'm going through right now, and need the same type of mental coaching and narratives going through their heads that I'm giving myself right now. So I found you to fight for, but I knew I had to do it for myself first before I could come on here and share. And then as I really started processing through everything going on with the Epstein files and how angry I was. And I also decided I needed to fight for our children, because this type of assault doesn't just happen in billionaire circles. It actually more commonly happens right in the home. And it took a lot of courage and a lot of processing for me to even decide to do it. But I'm actually about to also record a video about grooming tactics that your own family uses. And that gave me my spark back, because I knew I had to fight for our children. I had to fight for you. I had to get myself back up. And it's the only way I was able to get myself dressed and in front of a camera and lively again. So get angry and find somebody to fight for. This is how you get your spark back in life. It is not all sunshine and roses and positivity, right? This is how we really do it. This is how we really feel motivated again and like we're human again. So I'm begging you, once you've given yourself some grace and processing time and understood that you're deserving of love and joy, I need you to fill up a really big bottle of water. I need you to eat some protein. I need you to get mad, and I need you to find somebody to fight for. Thank you so much for giving me your time today.